Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. We come to you from SportsbookReview.com. Of course, we do this show twice a day, 12 o'clock Eastern Time and 6 o'clock Eastern Time. This is a 6 o'clock Eastern Time version of this show for today, Thursday, November 30th. We got a lot to cover here. We've got, thankfully, not a huge college basketball card, but we are going to review all the picks that we've made and the line moves on the picks that we've made, and of course we'll talk once more with Jim about why he likes the Redskins so much tonight on Thursday Night Football. And of course, as you can see in the sidebar, I have also capped UFC 218. I made 4 different bets, and I have 2 other plays I'm leaning towards on the main card. The video with Andreas Hale should be out today if it's not already out, but I got those picks. I'll share them with you here. We'll touch on that a little bit, and then we've got a modest college basketball card, which I have a bunch of picks on, bets I already made, and I know Jim has a bunch of picks that he's liked. And by the way, Jim and I are killing it in college basketball. I'm up in everything, and Jim is fighting gamely in NHL and NBA, but killing it in college basketball with about like 40% of the picks that I have. He's almost up as many units at 68%, 19-9, Jim, 19-9. In college basketball. How do you feel about today's college basketball card? Is it you seen some things that you liked as much as the other days that you've given such great analysis and picks?
I feel like I have some angles, but I just want to take it one day at a time.
Yes, indeed. Let's say one day, 1 minute at a time, one segment at a time. So let's start off right now because of how we do things here. Let me just do that. Because of how we do things, of course, there is a 6:30 college basketball game, so let's get to that right now. Seton Hall, Texas Tech. It was heavily debated in the morning. Some people saying that Seton Hall was a great bet. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not quite sure why the total is so low. So I actually bet the over on this one at 136. And I can understand why people like Seton Hall, but at 3 points, it's heading up now. At 3 points, I would probably lean Texas Tech. Do you want to make an official pick on this one, Jim? It goes at 6:30 Eastern Time.
I can't find a strong enough advantage with this game.
Okay.
I like Texas Tech. We broke down this game quite a bit in the morning show. A lot of the guys were on Seton Hall, and I think Angel Delgado is a monster. I can understand that. I think that Texas Tech has enough bigs to run at him nonstop and try and get him in foul trouble, which is how I would handle it. But I'm going to leave this game alone.
Why is the total so low? I mean, not that it's a super low total, but these teams are reasonable offensively. I definitely bet the over at 136, and appears to be headed down even a little bit. It's now juiced a little bit down at Pinnacle. The Greek is already down to 135.5. I'm scratching my head a little bit about that total. What do you think? Do you have anything to say about that, Jim? Or,
I think points can be scored, especially Texas Tech likes to speed it up. Texas Tech can control the pace. But Desi Rodriguez obviously will have something to say about that. Both these teams are very skilled, and the Red Raiders have guys coming off the bench like Jarrett Culver, who is instant buckets, and I can see why you would push there. I can see why you would want to make that move.
No, I'm taking it. I'm going to take it. It is 135.5 minus 110 at a bunch of places right now, but I'm going to take the Pinnacle line, 136 minus 101. I'm going to take it. Texas Tech, Seton Hall, 136 minus 101. Obviously, a lot of these big matchup games. This is being played in the Garden, right? In Madison Square Garden.
I know that what's it called is in Madison Square Garden. Is this one too?
Yeah,
they're going back to back.
So I know a lot of these. I know a lot of these games in the Garden can be unusually lower scoring for various reasons. But in this case, I am going to take a shot. So if this one does go under, sneaks under, I won't be surprised by it. But again, it's a percentage play. I'm going to take it. In general, I trust my overs plays, and I'm taking it 136 minus 101.
JK took the over with you. Texas Tech, Seton Hall. Then Corey Jean says all Texas Tech games are under so far this year.
Yes, Texas Tech can be a lower scoring pace team, of course, historically. But I mean, we've seen, what was the other one? Yeah, the Fordham game. Remember the Fordham game? It was 130. Then it got bet down to 128.5. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to take the over. That one soared over, Jim.
Yeah, I like both of these offenses quite a bit.
Remember the Mercer Tennessee game yesterday? It was a low total, 138.5. It was bet down, and I was like, all right, I'll take 137. Fine. It soared over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who's betting these totals down. I'm going to take it over 136 minus 101, and you're going to have no play on a side there, are you, Jim?
No.
I would be leaning. +3 for Texas Tech, but I'm going to hold off on that one for now. And let's see if are there any chat comments agreeing with us or yeah, Jason Paglia say, Loshak, I love the Cheech and Chong look. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Vato. Hey, man. All right, let's see. Robbie Tagola says Texas Tech plays great defense. I know. I'm just saying that it's a very modest total,
Yep.
So we'll see how it happens, Jim. All right. So shall we? I'm just quickly checking some of these comments here, and Corey Jean says all Texas Tech games are under so far this year. All right. Well, all Boston Celtics games were covers this year for them, and we picked against them with Detroit, and guess what? We were right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So just quick in some other comments. Tech looks good. To Paul Ramirez says Tech looks good to me. Yeah, especially getting 3. I'm not totally sure why there's been so much action in favor of Seton Hall, but Jason M says Peter looks like my dealer's cousin. Not my dealer, just some dude who's hanging around in his dealer's apartment. It's like, who's that dude? Oh, that's my cousin, Vato. Yeah, all right, okay. Jack the Capper says, Loshak got the Jamaican look down. Yes, absolutely, the Mexican Jamaican look. I just look cool. Spencer Singleton says, Loshak looks like my dealer with the beanie on. Very, very. Look, it's important to look cool. Jim, you know what we should do? We should ask these guys. We should show these guys some of these comments and be like, look, give us a $100 friggin' what's the word? Like stash there to go and buy some, Ropa Americana clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Fuck, I didn't bring enough.
Budget.
I didn't bring down enough clothes, man.
Yes.
I need more. My belt just broke. I tied my fucking shorts with a shoelace.
Who is this? Damo Italiano. That's a chick, right? Is that a chick or a dude?
That's a dude. Good
dude?
capper too.
Oh God. All right. Okay.
Sorry, pal. Sorry.
You were saying, oh, you look good. Are you single? I was like, oh, maybe that's a chick. That's a fucking dude.
I thought Damo was a dude. You know what? Maybe
here we go. Native Queen. Blowing one for you. Is Native Queen a chick or a dude? That's a chick. That's a chick, right?
That is a
it's
chick.
Got to be a chick, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Blowing right back at you, Native Queen. All right, so let's move on. This is a picks show. Let's move on to NHL. Jimmy the Bag, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, NHL. You're looking to make up some ground here in the NHL. You did have an 0-3 night yesterday with all underdogs, and tonight you gave 4 picks so far, right?
Yep.
All of them big puck lines. So if you go 2-2, nice little profit. If you go 3-1, big profit. 4-0. Which would not be unprecedented, but would be awesome. Let's see. What are the picks that you gave? You did give did you give Calgary over Arizona?
I did.
You did, and that one has gotten bet against you a little bit. I forgot what the actual line you got was, but the money line was like around -200, and now it's down into the -180. So the puck line now is +162. I forgot what line you got originally on that one.
I can tell you right now, I got
152 or something like that.
Yeah, it did change because as soon as I put it in with my local, I got a better number than I got in the morning. I got +152.
All right, so some money coming in on Arizona. You broke down in the morning show why you don't like Arizona here. I was thinking that if you take Vancouver or Arizona, probably at least one of them wins, but maybe that's not the case. And I was tempted to take the first periods on either or both of those. I took Toronto, and that line has stayed pretty much where it is in the -110s. And I actually read the wrong line. I quoted 240. Actually, the Greek had -260 on the puck line, +260 on the puck line earlier this morning, and now they're down to a 240. So I actually got -110 on the money line and +260 on the puck line for that Toronto line. So I'm kind of liking that one. Let's see, what else did you take? You took Washington on the puck line. I'm with you on that one. That one has not moved that much. What else did you take, Jim?
I got the Capitals, I got the Predators, I got the Wild, and I got the Flames. 4 home teams, big puck lines, and the last time I had 3 home teams on the -1.5, and they all cashed. I'm not saying that's going to happen tonight, but I love having good home teams in good situations on the puck lines.
The Nashville game appears like it hasn't moved much. That Washington game, the total, we talked about how we might be liking the under on that one. I took the first period under, and that for the full game has gotten bet down. It's now one of those old 140, 143 lines in NHL on the under. Let me find the first period under. Wow, and that also is, even though the full game has gotten bet down, I got it at -116, and it's now -114. So a little bit of money came in on the over on the first period line there. A lot more randomness, obviously, in first period lines and in full game lines. But all right, so I was thinking, also about throwing on maybe what else you have to say? What
There's some funny stuff here.
Yeah.
First off, though, before the funny stuff, John Kerry is at Madison Square Garden right now. He says, "Fuck, I'm at work. Just logged on to give you guys a like. Both of you guys fucking rock. Love this combo. Thank you so much, John." So the Seton Hall game's just getting ready to rock.
All right, I'm on the over. I understand that it could be a very low scoring game, and it even could be a modest scoring game that lands on like a 71-60 type game, 71-62. Could easily see that, but at 136, I took a shot with it.
I like it. My man Johnny Redbeard from Victoria says, "What the fuck? Pete on a peyote bender?"
Look. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun in life.
He
right?
says, "Loving the outfit. Loving the outfit. You guys make my day with your shows. Keep up the good work, fellas."
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so
Johnny
much.
Redbeard's good people, man.
There's nothing wrong with having a little fun once in a while in life, right? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
I'm right. All right, let's move on. Let's see. All right, so NHL. What do you want to do here, Jim? You want to add any picks or take any back? What do you want to do? I'm going to bring up my spreadsheet with all my leans on it to remind myself of what my leans were for tonight. What are you thinking about this NHL card, Jim?
I like where I stand very much. I like these big, giant puck line numbers. 4 home teams, 4 good teams, and I'm not touching it. My lean was earlier to go take the over in the Oilers Leafs, but I'm just going to stick in the situation that I have.
Yeah, my leans that I was thinking about, I was thinking about the Vancouver money line, the first period money line, and the Arizona first period money line. Both of those about plus 140, plus 150, and I was thinking about some overs in Vegas, Nashville. And in Vancouver, Nashville, and the Vegas, Minnesota game. Thinking about a Vegas, Minnesota over, but all right, I'll just stick with my 5 plays, which is Toronto -1, Washington -1, Minnesota -1, Washington first period under -116, and the Vancouver Nashville first period over -102. Yeah, I guess God, it's so tempting to take those Vancouver, Arizona first period money lines. You know one of those is going to win. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm also thinking about the Toronto first period money line as well. It's just -110. Like they'll just come out and. But all right, we'll keep it where it is. Let's move on. Any last second comments? About
yes, my man. No, sort of. My man Clint. Tomorrow is his birthday. He's headed to Vegas. And he's tailing our bets, betting your UFC. Thanks you for the video.
Okay.
Says he loves you guys. You both rock. And leche.
All right. Thanks so much. Yeah, look, my UFC picks. We'll throw out my UFC record overall. My UFC record is killing it in UFC. Doesn't mean every pick's going to win. You know what I mean? I had a couple losers, a few UFC cards back, but I'm hitting about 62% or something like that in UFC. And I like the picks for this weekend's card.
Oh, wow. And then Rem Most, and this is something that we really love, says, "I live in Edmonton.
Uh-oh.
We ain't winning."
There you go. What do you think? You want to throw on Toronto, Jim? I live in Edmonton.
Oh, man.
The motherfucker lives in Edmonton, and he's telling you they're not going to win. How much easier do you want him to make this for you, Jim?
I respect it, man. I respect it so much. Don't get me wrong. I respect it so much, but I'm in a situation where I have all big plus numbers, and I really like it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Andres Gayton says, "Blew off work for second night to catch your show, fellas. Make some real money." Thanks so much, Andres Gayton. Of course, if you are betting sports betting for real, whether you're doing your own handicapping, getting it from our show or from somewhere else, bet sizing is absolutely appropriate, is essential, because if you overbet your edges, you will lose anyway. It's a vitally important concept to remember in sports betting, and it just makes sense. Think about it. Think about if you could, if you were hitting, 60%, right? Well, let's say you're betting 80% of your bankroll on every single bet. Yeah, you lose a couple, you win a couple, and you go up really big. But then, as soon as you have that one loser, bam, you're almost broke. So
yeah.
It's a very obvious concept, but you got to just keep it in mind at all times. If you're overbetting your edges, even if you have edges, you will lose anyway. Mohammed Joma says, "I'm in Edmonton too." He might say we might get this one.
No, he says take Toronto. Mm-hmm. He says, "Jim, take Toronto," and I like Mohammed. He's got a good read on the NHL.
Wait, a second guy says he's in Edmonton and saying, how much easier do you want them to make this for you, Jim?
I'm very happy with my present situation.
Yeah?
I respect you guys. I know you guys are thinking about my best interests. I like the situation I'm in. I got 4 games, all big plus lines, and I'm sticking with them.
Look at this. Philip Agee says, "Pistol Pete dropping gems on management. You damn Skippy. I dominate management in this show." All right, let's see. Yes. John Kerry, bet sizing is something I learned from Pete and Sam my ass during MLB season. Yes. Bet sizing is vitally important, and it's such a classic beginner's mistake where they see some people, or maybe even they have their own edges. They can handicap. They overbet their edges, and they're like, but I went broke. What happened?
And that's our boy John Kerry, who's at Madison Square Garden right now.
Yes. All right. Great. And John Kerry, I think, was another guy who gave us some win tips during the season in baseball, some weather tips, which is great. All right. So.
Rixer 00 says, I'm in Calgary and Oilers ain't going to win.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, let me just do one quick thing here, and then we will move on to NBA.
Luke Charleston says, fuck it, I'm taking Toronto now.
Listen, once again, it's we think it's a good bet, but if it loses, it can lose, and that's why you bet size appropriately. All right, so let's move on to NBA, Jim. How about that?
Sure.
Okay? All right, so in the NBA, let's see what we got here. That's right. There's 5 games tonight. I took the under in the Cleveland-Atlanta game at 215.5. That one, last time I checked, had not even budged at all, and it has not yet. It's still 215 or 215.5 market wide, which is an okay sign. I think it's a decent play. And of course, I did take the Milwaukee-Portland first half under and over, and the full game over. That line has moved slightly, just a teeny tick down to it took about a half a point to move down. It's still 202 at some places, 201.5 at others. That's okay. I understand that Portland can play great defense, and Portland, of course, has been a major under-trender at home so far, but they're coming back from a road trip, and they might be a little bit of a different team coming back from that road trip, and Milwaukee might be a little bit of a different team offensively after what they did against Sacramento in their last game, where they shared the ball more. It was just a more fluid offense, and it's not a high total. Wow, now bookmaker has 201. So the line is headed down a little bit, but that's okay. I'm on the over 2 ways in that one, Jim.
Going from Sacramento to Portland is like playing a community college and then
yes.
playing Tennessee.
Yes.
And we saw what happened when Mercer did that. Mm-hmm. So I like the Blazers a lot tonight. Mm-hmm. I don't think that, yes, the Bucks moved the ball exceptionally well. They have a coach who's a point guard, and he expects them to do that, and he finally saw that. But I think these Blazers are a special team. I'm a big Pat Connaughton fan, have been since he was with the Irish, have been since watching him as a baseball player. And he's a heart and soul type guy. I think Lillard is a heart and soul type guy. They're a different team with Nurkic. Mm-hmm. They got bigs. I think the Blazers are the complete package.
All right. Well, you beat a little line move there, Jim, because earlier today your official pick was Portland -3, -105. There are now no threes anywhere. So not only do you get 3 and at a better line than -110, it's now 3.5 everywhere. So, not a huge deal, but absolutely over the long term that does matter. And Jim took Portland -3. Market so far agrees with that play. So, and then the other games, anything you want to,